And this new expansion is going to be adding a couple new mechanisms to the game, but mostly it's just going to be adding new missions, enemies, and content for you to mix in, and some new items and gear as well. But if you're not familiar with this game, this is a game that players are going to be playing over a series of missions, and the mission is going to outline the type of objectives that you're trying to complete, as well as the setup and any unique rules for that mission. But this is a game that plays over a series of rounds, alternating between the player's phase and the enemy's phase. And during the player's phase, players are going to be taking turns performing a number of actions on their turn. And there's a few different actions that you can take, but players are going to be using those actions to move around on a board. But the interesting thing about the board is that it's actually going to be made up of a few different areas that may or may not be connected. And players will actually have a mining action where you can actually mine for hexes to connect various areas in order to allow you to move there. Or you could also use your mining action to clear obstructions or even find resources. Whenever you do mine, you're going to be rolling the mining die and then hoping for a success. The players can also use their actions to move to locations to find certain items. That could be things like grappling hooks or explosives that will allow them to move over these gaps in the map or even blow up obstructions in your way. But in addition to the various items that you can find, of course, you can also gain weapons, and all the weapons are upgradable in this game, and each of the weapons will have a range, a number of dice that it allows you to roll, and in this game you're just going to be rolling that number of die and then hoping to land on a success, which would allow you to inflict a hit of damage. But each of these weapons will also dictate what type of colored dice you can roll when you are making an attack with that weapon, and the different colored dice represent different types of ammunition. Each of these will have their own unique effects and advantages. It's going to be up to the players to take advantage of that, but anytime you shoot your weapon you will be spending ammo, and players can restock their ammunition, heal their hit points, or even upgrade their weapon by spending various resources. Of course, there are also actions that players can use to help their teammates because this is a cooperative game, so if your teammate takes damage or gets knocked down, you can use one of your actions to pick them up or heal them with various items, or if you're in a safe location, even have a blood transfusion. And the game contains like this, alternating back and forth with players trying to complete those main objectives and trying to do it before any of the players die or if they run out of time, because players will only have a limited number of rounds in order to complete their objectives. But if they're able to do that, they will win the game and can move on to the following mission. And if you're interested in this one and want to learn more about the game and the new expansion, I will have it linked in the description below.